Hey, what's up? Chin here from Coding Quick Tips. Today was the second part of me creating a simple running game or runner game in Java using Slick2D. If you have just joined this video and haven't seen the last video, this is basically me creating a simple runner game all in one, commenting while doing so, just to show you the process of how I do a whole game or a whole mini game within one session, or at least like an all-in-one video where everything is on tape. I do nothing off tape, so you see every single step in the production pipe. And yeah, so I would just go on doing that. If you have missed the first part, go and check that out. At the beginning of that there is some annotations and some information about how you can go through that and find your way through it if you don't want to watch everything. And if you just want to see the code or the finished game, there will be a final video with all that together, and the code is on Git, so check out the description as always. So our problem last time was we somehow need a position of our tiles. So I decided to just give the position for every single tile, so it makes it a little bit easier to get this done. So our tile will actually wanna get a position when it's in it public. Public tile, and our tile would get, well, we could give it an integer position because, yeah, why not? And x and y. Here we go. And let me think about something. So here we go. What that will say to our tile is where its position in the world is, and we wanna save that. So private int x y. And one thing I want to save also in the tile is private static int tile size, which will basically say how many pixels one tile is, or how big one tile is in pixels. And what I want to do is the input of this x and y. In a second, we first need to add those constructions down here. Here we go, and our airtile will also take that. So here we go. So let's start off at the beginning where it shows the arrow, which is obviously here. And what we want to do here is y is our x, and that's okay. So those two are basically our x and y positions. But those positions that get passed over to our tile are no absolute positions. They are just like, it is tile number 1 in x row and 5 in y row or something like that. We actually will have to recalculate those to actual word coordinates. And to do that, yeah, actually that's the plan. Let's make it that way. Let's just create the tile as in sheep again. You will see what I want to do here in a second. Equals new rectangle. And now we just take those points in here and we say x times tile size, y times tile size. What that will do, it will calculate that it's the fifth tile into the actual tile's position, and you will see how we can do all the shifting stuff later on. And the size of it is obviously tile size. I hope that works. Import our rectangle, and if we go to run it, g dot. And one thing, I could just fill the shape here, but I will fill a rectangle, and you will see why I do that in a second. So s dot get x, s dot get y, and some tile size, and we want to set g dot set color to some cool color like color dot, I don't know, blue. Here we go. And let's start setup. I don't know what will happen. Just press space to play. Oh yeah, wow, it will actually render something, which is spectacular. One thing to notice is I put set here into the systile, but I actually want to put that into wall tile, so we actually want to render our specific yeah, protected, damn it. Here we go. We actually want to take the drawing code into our subclasses, so that way we can say, yeah, here we go. So we basically got the level in here, I hope. One thing I'm a little bit, it's a little bit odd right now is why we don't have the top thing here. So let me experiment with that, because I haven't really thought about what I could just code it here. Press space. Okay, so that's definitely top. So the top row just won't get rendered, which is not good. Not good. No, that's not good. So let me search why that is that way. First of all, we will, I guess, have to make our screen one time bigger. And second of all, we found the answer. X and Y, we need to make it, if we do that +1 here, I'm just experimenting. And if we then go in our main class and make our whole screen a little bigger, then we should be able to fit everything on there. Wait, that's strange. I totally expected it would render correctly now. Let me see. Does it even change anything if I change the code in here? So we got our level here, and then 1, 2, 3. If I go for set, we see it's not upside down. It's one more down here, but actually everything draws one too high. So if I go into our level, or in our level chunk where we load, and I say set 1 is 1 bigger, then we should render 1 further down, I hope. Okay, we do, but it seems like it won't load this top line here, which is not good. Let me check how we load it. We go in line beer, okay. Screw me. Okay, here we go. I just screwed up. Said I forgot to remove one line that I first wanted to use, but then decided not to use. So here we go. We render set, and we make our screen one bigger because we can. We don't need to make our screen bigger. Sorry. That happens if I try to talk while I do that. Load more lines. Won't help. Why don't we load the last lines? It's strange. We load it, sets the first line, since there comes the double and since there's a triple, like in our text file, first line, the double and then the triple. And then we got one line off, and since there should be a solid line, but I'm not sure yet why it's not loading the solid line. We read our line, we create our new array, everything works nice and smooth. So we go down here, we take our line, we go through it, and if we see a hashtag, we place a was here. So if I go here and place that here, yeah, it's there, obviously. And if I go here and place in space in here, it ignores that last line, which is not good. Now let's first see if our length is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so that's okay. Why isn't the last line loaded? Let's see. Plus say I value. Yeah, we load 0 to 10. Maybe I just don't render it. That's the most obvious thing. Where do we render our level chunk? Oh yeah. Damn me. Okay, here we go. We can actually create our levels. Kinda nice. So we got set level in our editor, and it's displayed, which is nice, I guess. Let's just extend that here and make it a little longer. So this is obviously not a good editor, but it does its job for me creating some simple stuff for the game. So if I save that, run it, yeah. So we can actually create levels now, which is nice. So we got level 1 here, we got our level chunks that loads in everything, and set even correctly. Wow, that's cool. It loads it in, and we're in here. Now the next thing I want to achieve is to get the shifting working and the collision working. To get the shifting working, what I want to do is our level chunk will also get has also an update method. So what I want to do here is the render method of our tiles. I want to makes it a little bit different, or yeah, want to make it a little different, and I want to add in here a flat x offset. Here we go. And then we go here and we add that into subclasses, so they are not like, whoa, what the hell is wrong with us? Oh no. And how do I call it up here? X offset. So we got that here, and then we go into our air tile and then our wall tile, and we add those in. Yeah. Well, we don't even have it in here. So now in our wall tile, to demonstrate why I did that, I just want to plus x offset. And what we can do now here is, inside of our level chunk, we could modify our x offset plus equals 0.1f. And then we go for our x offset, and that actually, yeah, it moves our level in the wrong direction here, but you can see we can move our level, and if we do that in a faster rate, and if we make that look okay, yeah, it does its job. I mean, it's not very good, but we got a moving infinite level, which moves to the left, and it is still finite because somewhere around here should be the end. And what's the plan now? If this first chunk gets out of screen, we add the next chunk and so on. So that's the plan. But before we care about that, we should probably care about our player, so he can actually play on that level. So we got the basics down here, and what we really want now in our player is we move down, and after we move down, we should check something, as I've mentioned in one of the other tutorials, something like if we hit our level. So our player always wants to have a reference to our level, as they will interact very closely with each other. So I wanna have a private level in here. Set we just keep. So we got it. Sys.level equals. I wanna have this because we will have to do collision stuff and such between those two. And now we can say in here like level dot is colliding or something like that, which will then handle the collisions. So let's go on our level here. Such set is what we talk to, and here we want to have a method public boolean is colliding. Set will actually return if our player is colliding with our level, obviously. Player. So we take set player in here because we don't really need anything else in here. If I would like to add something like enemies to set, I would actually make this more general. But as we only have set, there shouldn't be a problem. And what we want to do here for now is, we will change that later. We need to see if our level chunk is actually colliding, so we need this method also in our level chunk. So let's go in here, is colliding, and here we go. We say return false if nothing is colliding. And here we go. We go through every tile and then we go for our tile to collide. So in the next subclass, also add the is colliding class, or is colliding method, sorry. Here we go. And then we can say player. Let's make the shape public. So we can go, or no, let's not make it public because we could need that later on. Public shape get shape, which will return the shape of our player so we can collide with it. So body. So with that we can go into a tile and say return. Now I just want to show you what I do here. Actually the is colliding method will have a standard implementation which will return false if we don't define that our thing is colliding with it. And now here comes handy. Our air tile will also return false, but our not air tile will actually look if we collide. So we got an X and a Y, we got our collider, so we can say return s dot intersects with player punct dot. Sorry for that. I'm so terrible at talking about this while coding. So what that will do is we'll basically check if the shape of our tile thingy somehow hits the player. One thing we need to do here, which is actually a neat things that we need to do here, boolean return or something like that. That's what we want to return, and we will return that. You might wonder why I do that in here now. That's because we offset our level. So what we need to do here is we need to reset our X, and what we need to do here. Wow, I actually regret. Yeah, okay, let's do that in here. Flat X offset. We will take the X offset, and what we will do here is s dot get X. We will offset our collision shape, and then we will undo the offset after we check the collisions. With that, the collisions are also offset. So the drawing is offset and set is offset. Even so, technically, we didn't even change any values permanently to offset. With that, we just say apply the offset to our level before we check collision, then check collision, and then redo the offset we applied. With that, we actually can somehow fake that our level is moving, and I hope it will work. So our level chunk will obviously be not set happy here. We take set player, and if that's true, So if we're colliding, we know we already collide, so no need to check anything else, we just return true. And if nothing collides, we come back down here and it works perfectly. And it's nasty about, here we go. Ta-da! Set should do it. Yay. So the level chunk can actually collide now. And for the level collision we just right now, because we didn't have this like continuously unlimited level yet that will be implemented, we just return for our test if level dot is colliding with our player. So that will do the job for now, and in our player we do what we have learned in what I tell you in another tutorial about 2D collisions. So we say is colliding with us, and if it's colliding, then we undo the Y movement. I already talked about that in a different tutorial, and that will basically handle really simple collisions. What have I missed? Okay, here we go. So you see that problem here. We will solve that with interpolation of the position. Also that problem will be solved with interpolation of the position. But you can see it reacts to the level, which is kind of nice. So let's tidy up the collision code in our player a little bit. Private static flat int I'll call it interpol, which will be the value for how often we interpolate over our positions. And what that will do basically is, I'm gonna show it to you here. No, we just do a for loop, and I equals 0, I smaller, interpol I plus plus. What that will do, we will basically update the physics more often than we render the graphics. With that we have a higher accuracy about it, and that will allow us to do more fancy movement. So that will better it, but it won't solve it. The way it will be solved is we take the VY here in here and set it to 0 if we collide, because then we hit the ground. So now we got perfect ground collisions actually, which is really nice in my opinion. So let me show what happens if I change the level to like be a little bit higher, because that should now also work well. Here we go. That should work perfectly as it's loaded in. Press space. Here you go. And we should fall down if we come to the end of the cliff. I will wait for the cliffhanger here. Oh, just kidding. Here you go. So that works quite good in my opinion. I like that. That won't work right now, you see that. But I will handle that later. So what we can do now is quite nice. We can run around, we can place a player. One last thing to do is add the jump functionality for our player. What we need to do to make that work is, that's also quite simple. Here we go. Sets our, let me text that. Our gravity part or something like that. Gravity part sets apply movement. You go, and let's do our jump code here, which is quite important in an infinite running game. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get the body's position and get it down a little, just like 0.05, something like that, just a little, really a little, get down, and then see if our body collides with the level. So we can do that again, because if that's the case, then we can, yeah, actually jump. If that's the case, we can jump. And one last thing to mention here is we only do that if we hit the jump key. So if yeah, I'll put it here. If gc dot get input dot, should we make it so that you can hold the jump key, is that you need to press it? I think you need to press it, so that will make it more challenging to play the game. Input dot key underscore, let's do it here. So if we press that key, sorry, we go. So if we press that key, we do that, and if we then collide, if we move down, then we're basically hovering above ground, which means we can't jump because we're nearly standing, and that's alright, because we will never really hit the floor because of that code. So if that's the case, we're on ground and we have the ability to jump, and if we are there, we will just say for y equals jump 8. Oh god, give me a second. Okay, we need to define that up here. So private static float. I'm just doing that as constants, that makes it easier to change for me. I hit A, but it does nothing. Let me increase that and see if it's set. Or if it's not even called, that could also happen. System outs are always nice, like, it helps. You should tag it better if you want to use it. Okay, set one gets called. And now see if set one gets called. Oh, it also gets called actually. So just the jump height is not high enough. Oh, or oh, screw me. It's in the wrong direction if you jump into the ground. Here we go, it's enough, but you jump into the ground. So let me change that to something reasonable. Oh, and I think I want to do that with the is key, down key. And actually don't. Yeah. A little bit higher, maybe 10. Okay, that's good. That's okay. So here we go. We got something working. So that looks okay. You see it lags. That's because of my recording. Let me pause the recording for a short time. I just want to see how it looks without lag. Okay, so that looked better because it was not that flickery. So without recording, it's actually fun. Yeah, it's okay. It plays okay for what we've done so far. So we got basic collision working, basic player control working. So next thing would be to get into, let me think. Yeah, to get a sync into making the player. I first want to get the level thing sorted, so the level is actually infinite, and we can control the level properly. So what I want to do, I don't want to change the offset here. I want to say public void add x offset, which will obviously add x offset plus equals actually minus equals, because it needs to be negative, float delta or something like that. So we can change our x offset here, and another one for public void set x offset float x offset Here we go. So that's quite nice. And our level has a length, so we actually want to be able to return the length of a single level. So I want to make that public, just so you see why. We want to have a public flat get width method that will return the width of a whole segment, and that will basically be the length multiplied by one tile width or one tile size. So that will give us the total. Here you go. And wow. Screw me. Here we go. And we want a get method for public flat get x offset, which will return our current x offset. I guess we will need some to make the infinite level. So now we got our level chunk here. Let's go to our level and create some useful stuff here. So what I essentially want to do in our level is first of all load all text files with all level chunks and then randomly place them behind each other. And what I want to do here is I want to have a public level chunk array which will contain all level chunks and level. So that will actually contain all the level chunks we have. So we will load all of them in the init method, and then we will have a public int current level and next level. So what those will do, basically, they will, so will help us to get that sorted out well. So we can actually, so we have a current level and a next level as an int value, and then we can just access the level chunk to make this happen. So the only thing that we need to be sure here is to not have the same level number of this, so to not have 2 times the same level of the another that will actually fail, most likely. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to load our levels. We can rid of that code later on, just if the other one works. And to do that, we will load every text file out of the levels folder. Therefore, we can dynamically add levels later on. You can edit those levels. I know you can cheat those levels and blah blah blah, but never mind. It is for this minigame, and it will work. File levels, yeah, equals new file, which will be in our levels folder. Isn't that nice? And here we go. We then say levels dot, oh god, I screwed this up first. That's not in get us, that's like, is it, no. Give me a second. List files. Here we go. Oh, I hate that method. And there we go. Let's mix this level directory. Levels equals, and set one as an array. So here we got an array out of all of our level text files. We iterate over that array, so file one level out of all our levels. Isn't that lovely? That's why I love Java. It's so simple. And here we go. Now we can say, one of the first things we can actually say here is our level chunks is a new level chunk array with the length levels dot. Oh, here we go. So we know set, and here we can take set. Oh, we could just iterate over it. Damn it. Smaller levels dot length. It won't make a difference here. It's actually better that way, in my opinion. And now we say levels chunks. Our current chunk equals level. Oh, a new level chunk. Copy set over, and our level chunk is nicely programmed and therefore just takes the level we want to load, the text file for the level we want to load. What set will do is it will load our levels. We can create more levels here. I will just create 3, I guess, which are completely identical at the moment, but who cares? It will work. What that does, it loads all other levels, our current level, and here is where it gets tricky. We want to have a random in here, that will random out the next random level. So that's my random, import it, and power equals new random. And what we want to do here is our current level, because we want to make our game very interesting, equals r dot next end. And now we want to say while give a second. Okay, so that makes sense. Is that gonna be complicated? No, it won't. Our next level equals r dot next int. I actually need to set the size here. Next int will return us an integer between 0 and what we told it as a maximum, so levels dot length, or level chunks dot length. And what we want to do, we want to get our second random level, but as I told earlier, we don't want the same level twice, or the same level chunk twice, and therefore we say while set is equal to our current level. While we do that, we just will repeat random gamble a new level. Why isn't it working? It's not cool. Ah, damn it. I'll do this the uncool way, just because I don't want to. Oh. Screw me. How can you forget set.length here? Set will do it. It will basically, what set line of code will do, it will go through and gamble a new next level until it's not our current level. And then we can say for a test start with levels plus current level plus and plus next level, and set will fully do the job. So here we go. We want to start with levels 0 and 2, which will basically be set and set, which is nice in my opinion. So here we go. We selected which levels we want to have. So the next thing to do is we need a private int speed equals, I don't know, 3. And what the speed will do, actually let's kick out our old level. We won't need that anymore. Sorry. Yeah, here we go. That's gonna get tricky. Let's put that out here. Actually screwed something up here. We only will have one player, and yeah, I'm gonna change something here. Set will otherwise or yeah, I'm gonna change that here. So our player won't take a level here, which will screw some things up, but in return, I won't make this a getter and setter. I will make a public static level current active level. What that will do is it will be our active level, so we got our current level here, so active level equals all our level chunks are loaded, current level. Oh yeah. So here we got our level chunk, and then screw me. Sorry for that. Misthinking happens from time to time. Okay, that works. Sorry for that. Yeah, we need to fix that down here. So in our render method, we will render both the current level dot. Sorry for my misthinking here. Our levels are in here. We will take our current level, and that's actually what we want to do in our init. Dot set x offset. And set to 0. And from level 1, actually we could do that in an extra method. Set would be a new method. Private void. What this method will do, or what I want to do in here is, I want to make a method that will actually align the levels right whenever we jump to a new level, or whenever we load a new level. So what I want to do here, won't do that now. We can't do that if we need it. No need to do it if we don't need it. So dot set. What that will do, our current level, which is in set our first level, will have the x offset 0 quite logically, and our next level will have to be placed after our current level, and therefore x offset has to be our current level dot get worse, and it needs to be minus because our offset is negative. So that will essentially deal with that, and in render we need to go for render this one, and we also want to render the next one. So we render our current level and our next level all the time. Isn't that much of a that big of a deal. That will work without any performance issues if we don't build too big levels, which I won't. And then we go for an update in here. It's the same with our next level. And actually we want to take both again and add x offset speed. We'll do that. Oh, sorry. And we want to get our, what the hell have I done here? I just lost lines here. So here we go. That should essentially, if I might change the levels a little bit, so level 1 will get this appearance with the double floor, which we already know. Level 2 will have like such a single floor with still some floating shit in there, and level 3 will essentially have something on the top here, so we can distinguish which level we are playing. And in level we still got our is colliding issue, and here we will return if our if one of those two is colliding, then we basically are colliding. Even so, I think we would only need one, but no mind, handle it that way. Give a second. Okay, surface at Steam messages. Suck. Here we go, and we return true if they're colliding. And otherwise we return false. We could just return set, but never mind. Here we go. Press space. So set is level number 2, yeah, and now there should be the other level behind that. Oh. Why isn't that rendering? So it makes no sense. Let me start that again. We got level 2, which is okay. That's level 2. We noticed that since there's a long nothing, and there should be another level. Let me see why set 1 is not rendering. Maybe set. Oh yeah, of course set. So set 1 is level 1, and next should be our level 3. Oh yes, that's level 3, so that's actually neat. Here we go, we got level 3, which is here. And now what we need to do, because level 1 is off screen, that's the next step. We will actually have to, because that's off screen now, we will actually have to reload or make the second level the primary level, and do that there is another level. But that is quite easy to implement with set logic in here. I know it's not the best in performance, but as long as you keep the pieces of the level small, it works pretty good for me. With that said, I already got 47 minutes and my friends are poking me to play some CSGO. So I really hope you enjoyed that, and as always, the source code is down there. If you've enjoyed, leave me a like. If you haven't enjoyed, let me know why you haven't enjoyed, and let me know that in a comment. And as always, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.